Are you feeling lost, like you've hit rock bottom and can't find a way up? Today, we're exploring the surprising strategies that can help even the biggest losers turn their lives around. First, let's reframe what it means to be a loser. Society often labels people as losers based on arbitrary measures of success: money, status, relationships. But here's the truth: everyone struggles, everyone fails. The real measure of a person isn't how many times they fall, but how they get back up. So you've hit rock bottom. Now what? Counterintuitively, this could be the best thing that's ever happened to you. Rock bottom strips away pretenses. It forces brutal honesty. It's fertile ground for reinvention. Step 1. Embrace the suck. Don't run from your situation or numb it with distractions. Feel it fully. Write it out. Talk about it. This isn't wallowing, it's processing. You can't move forward until you fully acknowledge where you are. Next, conduct a ruthless life audit. What choices led you here? What patterns keep repeating? What beliefs are holding you back? Be brutally honest, but not judgmental. This isn't about shame, it's about clarity. Now, here's where most advice goes wrong. You'll hear experts say set goals or visualize success. That's great, but it's not enough. Your brain is hardwired for homeostasis, to keep things the same. Even if you hate your current situation, it's familiar. Your subconscious will sabotage change unless you rewire it. How? Start with your environment. Your surroundings shape you more than you realize. Declutter aggressively, rearrange furniture. Change your route to work. These small shifts signal to your brain that change is happening. Next, audit your relationships. Jim Rohn famously said you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who's dragging you down? Who inspires you? Make tough choices about who gets your time and energy. Now let's talk habits. Forget sweeping changes. Focus on keystone habits, small behaviors that create a ripple effect. For many, it's as simple as making your bed each morning. It seems trivial, but it starts a chain reaction of positive choices. Here's a counterintuitive tip: don't focus on fixing your weaknesses. Society pushes this narrative, but it's often a waste of energy. Instead, double down on your strengths. What comes naturally to you? What did you love as a kid before the world told you to be practical? There's gold there. Let's address the elephant in the room: failure. You're going to fail again, probably a lot. The difference is how you frame it. Each failure is data, it's feedback. It's narrowing down what doesn't work so you can find what does. Speaking of reframing, let's talk gratitude. I know, it sounds cliche. But here's the thing: your brain is like Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for positive ones. This served our ancestors well for survival, but it's not helpful now. Actively practicing gratitude rewires your neural pathways. Now, a word on comparison. In the age of social media, it's easy to feel like everyone else has it figured out. Remember this: you're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. Most people are struggling in some way. Focus on your own progress, not others' carefully curated images. Let's talk about fear. It's going to come up as you try to change. Your brain equates the unfamiliar with danger. Recognize this for what it is: an outdated survival mechanism. Feel the fear, acknowledge it, then act anyway. Here's a powerful tool: the future self exercise. Vividly imagine yourself 5 years from now if you continue on your current path. Really feel it. Now imagine your ideal self 5 years from now. What's different? What choices is that future self making? Start making those choices now. Money. It's often a huge factor in feeling like a loser. But here's the truth: financial success is more about habits than income. Start with brutal honesty about your spending. Track every penny for a month. You'll likely find surprising leaks in your budget. Now, let's address a touchy subject: victim mentality. It's an easy trap to fall into when life's dealt you a tough hand, but it's poison for growth. You may not be responsible for everything that's happened to you, but you are responsible for how you respond. Cultivate an ownership mindset. Here's a powerful shift: stop chasing happiness. It's fleeting and often leads to disappointment. Instead, seek meaning. What matters to you? What impact do you want to have? Aligning your actions with your values creates a sense of purpose that transcends temporary emotions. Let's talk about skills. In today's world, continuous learning isn't optional, it's survival. But don't just learn randomly, be strategic. What skills are in demand in your field or the field you want to enter? Platforms like Coursera and X offer university-level courses for free. Now, a word on health. It's easy to neglect when you're struggling, but it's crucial. You don't need an intense gym routine. Start with sleep, prioritize it. It affects everything: mood, willpower, cognitive function. Then focus on nutrition and movement. Small, consistent choices compound over time. Let's address addiction. It's often intertwined with hitting rock bottom. Whether it's substances, gambling, or even social media, recognize it for what it is: an attempt to escape discomfort. True growth requires facing that discomfort head-on. Here's a counterintuitive tip: give. When you're struggling, it's natural to focus inward. But helping others, even in small ways, can shift your perspective dramatically. It reminds you of your inherent value beyond external measures of success. Now, let's talk about time management. Forget complex systems. Start with this: identify your most important task mid each day. Do it first, before distractions creep in. This ensures progress on what truly matters, even on tough days. A word on perfectionism. It's often procrastination in disguise. Done is better than perfect. Take imperfect action. You can always improve later. Let's address trauma. Many who hit rock bottom are dealing with unresolved past experiences. It's not weak to seek help. Therapy, support groups, even journaling can be powerful tools for processing and healing. Now, a crucial point: self-compassion. You've probably been hard on yourself. But beating yourself up doesn't work. It paralyzes. Treat yourself with the kindness you'd show a struggling friend. It's not indulgent. It's necessary for growth. Let's talk about decision-making. When you're in a tough spot, it's easy to feel paralyzed by choices. Use the 10th of October 10 rule. How will you feel about this decision 10 minutes from now? 10 months from now? 10 years from now? It provides helpful perspective. Here's a powerful tool: the 100 Dreams exercise. List 100 things you want to do, be, have, or experience. Don't censor yourself. This taps into desires you might have buried. It provides direction and reignites passion. Now, let's address limiting beliefs. We all have stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we're capable of. Identify yours, challenge them. Where did they come from? Are they still serving you? Rewrite them. A word on resilience. It's not about being tough, it's about being flexible. The oak tree that doesn't bend breaks in the storm. Cultivate adaptability. See change as an opportunity, not a threat. Let's talk about purpose. It's easy to feel purposeless when you're struggling. Start small. What problems do you care about? How can you contribute, even in a tiny way? Purpose often emerges through action, not contemplation. Now, a crucial point: self-trust. You've likely lost faith in yourself. Rebuild it through small promises kept. Start ridiculously small if needed. Each time you do what you say you'll do, you're rewiring your self-image. Let's address shame. It's often at the core of feeling like a loser. Remember, you are not your mistakes. You are not your circumstances. Shame thrives in silence. Share your story with trusted others. You'll often find understanding, not judgment. Here's a powerful perspective shift. See yourself as the hero of your own story, not the victim. Every hero faces obstacles. Every hero fails. That's what makes their triumph meaningful. You're not at the end of your story. You're at the turning point. Now, let's talk about creativity. It's not just for artists. Creative expression, whether through writing, music, art, or problem-solving, taps into parts of your brain that logic can't reach. It can provide new insights and solutions. A word on patience. Real change takes time. Our culture celebrates overnight success, but it's rarely reality. Embrace the process. Focus on daily progress, not the end goal. It's the compound effect of small choices that creates lasting change. Let's address the role of luck. Yes, some people seem to have all the breaks. But luck is often a combination of preparation and opportunity. You can't control opportunity, but you can constantly prepare. Be ready when your moment comes. Now, a crucial point: forgiveness. Not just of others, but of yourself. Holding on to past mistakes and resentments is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Release it. It's not about condoning what happened, but freeing yourself to move forward. Let's talk about boundaries. When you're down, it's easy to let others take advantage or to take on too much. Learning to say no is crucial. It's not selfish. It's necessary for growth and sanity. Here's a powerful tool: the ideal day exercise. Describe in detail your perfect average day, not a vacation, but a regular day. This clarifies your true priorities and provides a roadmap for the life you want to create. Now, let's address imposter syndrome. As you start to turn things around, you might feel like a fraud. Remember, everyone feels this way sometimes. Focus on providing value, not on your insecurities. A word on consistency. It's more important than intensity. Small, regular actions compound over time. It's not about massive change overnight. It's about tiny improvements, day after day. Let's talk about mindfulness. It's become a buzzword, but for a good reason. Regular meditation or simply practicing present moment awareness can dramatically shift your perspective and reduce anxiety about the future. Now, a crucial point, celebrate small wins. Your brain needs evidence that change is possible. Acknowledge every bit of progress, no matter how small. It builds momentum. Here's a counterintuitive tip. Sometimes, the best way forward is backward. Revisit old hobbies or interests. Reconnect with old friends who knew you before your struggles. There's often wisdom and energy in our roots. Let's address the fear of success. It sounds strange, but it's real. Success means change, responsibility, potentially losing excuses. Recognize if this is holding you back. The discomfort of growth is better than the pain of staying stuck. Now, a word on authenticity. In trying to turn your life around, it's tempting to create a whole new persona. But true, lasting change comes from being more fully yourself, not from trying to be someone else. Here's a powerful question. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Let yourself dream big. Then break those dreams down into small, actionable steps. Let's talk about the power of questions. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of questions you ask yourself. Instead of why me, ask what can I learn from this? Instead of what if I fail, ask what if I succeed? Now, a crucial point, your story matters. Your struggles, your resilience, your comeback, it all has the power to inspire others. Share it, be vulnerable. You never know who needs to hear exactly what you've been through. Remember, rock bottom is not your final destination. It's the foundation upon which you can build an extraordinary life. Every success story includes chapters of struggle. You're not a loser. You're a hero in the making. Your comeback starts now.